I spent $15,000 to shiny hunt Pokemon, and here's how I do it. Did I really need to spend $15,000 on this beautiful desk and this setup? No, of course not. Do you need to spend this much money? No, of course not. You can shiny hunt Pokemon with a single Switch, a single 3DS, however you want to do it, but I figured, why not show you guys my setup and how I make all my videos. Now my desk is broken up into 3 different parts. As you can see right here, the first area is this area right here, my retro area. We have nice space here to where we can play a bunch of 3DSs. You can see I have my Wii, I have my Wavebird controllers, I have my nice copies of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness and Coliseum and my game case right there. And as you can see on my TV, that is a 55-inch 4K TV connected to my Wii right there. It's where I can basically do any sort of pre-Switch hunting that there is. All right, the second area right here is my computer area. We have, as you can see, we have my keyboard, my XLR interface for my microphone. We have my 2K monitors. One of these is going to be upgraded to a 4K soon. We have my third monitor right here, which I kind of switch between a third monitor and, as you can see, I have my third setup area over here. And this is just like my recording monitor. If I stream, it's going to be my stream monitor. And then we have my beautiful computer. Don't mind the cable management there. It is a Intel i9-14900K CPU, and we have an RTX 4090 graphics card, so I can edit my videos however I want. The third area here, which is hard to get all on camera, is my triple switch, soon to be 4 switch setup. Why do I have 4 switches, you might ask? Well, Dynamax Adventures. The best way to get shiny legendaries is through Dynamax Adventures, and what's the best way to maximize your potential? Have 4 different switches going on at once. You can see down here, don't mind the cable management. I have a regular switch, I have an Animal Crossing switch, and then I have my Switch 2. My 4th switch is going to be if they do a Legends ZA Switch 2 or a Gen 10 Switch 2. That's probably what my 4th switch will be. And then we have my controllers. I have this wired controller so I could switch it between the consoles without having to connect, kind of annoying. And then I have my Mario Switch controller here. And then I have my GUI-Kit King Kong Pro 2 controller. This is by far my favorite controller. It's just super nice. You can do different macros and stuff on it, and it feels really good. Now, Gar, you might be asking, where does the $15,000 in this setup come from? Well, the desk was itself about $600-700. But then I have a bunch of different consoles and a bunch of games that all add up to the different setup. So I just want to show off a few of my consoles here. We have my original Game Boy Advance SP that I got when I was a kid. It doesn't work super well anymore. I think I broke the light in here. I'm eventually going to switch this to a new shell at some point, but right now it's my original Game Boy Advance. Then we have this red Game Boy Advance SP that I got, and I got this because I wanted to do a video where I played through Leaf Green, which will be on the card up on the screen here, probably up like right here-ish. And I needed 2 Game Boy Advance SPs to trade the trade evolutions. So I got this red Game Boy Advance SP, and then I also have another silver Game Boy Advance SP that was the second console for the trade. I think in the video I had 2 silver SPs, but I traded one for the red one so I could have different ones. Then moving on to Nintendo DS's, this is an original Nintendo DS. This one has an inbuilt capture card, which you can see here maybe with the USB-C port instead of the regular charging port, and essentially it lets you capture the gameplay on the computer. I got this so I could record that Leaf Green gameplay. I'll use it for any sort of regular DS or Game Boy Advance capturing that I need because I like playing on original hardware. I don't really like emulators that much. And then we have my original DS Lite with the broken hinge. There are so many hours worth of games on this. It's all original, and well, I don't really use it anymore because I have better systems, but can't get rid of your OG consoles. I then have this DS Lite, which I bought when I couldn't find my original one and I wanted to get back into playing handheld Pokemon games. I got this one for like $40 off Facebook Marketplace. Really clean, really nice, has the like slot cover and the stylus with it. Then kind of a couple of our Game Boy Advance games. I'm going to show you all of my games in this for collection purposes, so not just Pokemon games. Maybe you guys comment down below if you see some games that you like or that you played before. First, we have my copy of Leaf Green, and my copy of Emerald. These are both legit copies, and I think I paid like $80 for Leaf Green and $120 for Emerald. Those are super expensive, but I mean, I couldn't find my childhood ones, so I had to get them again. Then we have my second childhood copy of Sapphire. Yes, even when I was a child, I had multiple copies of Pokemon games. I think I paid like $39.95 for this. I tried ripping off the sticker. Those are all original. And then for non-Pokemon games, I have my childhood copy of Mega Man Battle Network 3 White. Next to Pokemon, Mega Man is my second favorite series, the Battle Network and the Star Force games, basically. Then we have Mario Power Tennis. This is actually not my childhood copy because my childhood copy somehow got like wet or something and I haven't cleaned it yet, so I got that one. We have Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones. I said Mega Man's my second favorite series. It probably goes Pokemon, then Fire Emblem, then Mega Man, just because there's more Fire Emblem games than there are Mega Man games. And then we have Sonic Advance, and the only reason I have this is because there's a GameCube game, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that you can move. They have like a Chow garden, which is basically like kind of like Pokemon, but so you have your Chows that you take care of, you make them stronger, and there are certain Chows you can only get in Sonic Advance, and so I had to get that for that. But that's all of my Game Boy that's all of my Game Boy Advance games. Moving on to my DS and 3DS games. This is my first game case, which I might have to... I don't know if you can see this all well, but so my first page we have Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Pokemon Ranger, and we have Black, Black 2, Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, White, White 2, Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs. On the second page we have YX Pokemon Conquest, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, Moon, Ultra Moon, Pokemon Ranger, the blue one. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the blue one. Then we have Sun, Ultra Sun, the white Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. We have Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Rumble, Sword, Shield, Pokemon Rumble Blast, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus, and then Scarlet Violet. Then some of my extra games, we have 2 more copies of Diamond, Sun, another Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, another Y, 2 more copies of X, 2 more copies of Omega Ruby, Pokemon Dash, and an extra copy of Shield. I also have the Pokemon Shield with the DLC that's currently in one of my Switches. Moving over to our Mega Man and Animal Crossing, we have Mega Man Star Force, Leo Pegasus. This collection isn't complete. I'm missing the Dragon one. And then we have Mega Man Star Force, Zerker X Saurion. I'm missing Zerker X Ninja. We have Animal Crossing for the 3DS. Then we have our Red Joker, Black Ace, original Animal Crossing Wild World. I'm missing the first Fossil Fighters game. This is also a really cool series to play. But I have the Champions and Frontier. I have the original Fossil Fighters somewhere. Over here we have our DS Fire Emblem games with Shadow Dragon, Awakening, Echoes, Shadows of Valencia. Then we have Conquest, Birthright. Moving over, we have 3 Houses, Engage, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Another series of games that I also kind of like are the Mario and Luigi series. So we have Superstar Saga for the 3DS, which is the remake, Bowser's Inside Story, which is the remake, the original Bowser's Inside Story. We have Paper Jam, Dream Team, and then we also have Paper Mario, and the Switch 3D All-Stars Mario game, which is kind of expensive right now. It's like $120. And in the back, we have some other extra games that I have. We have another Zerker X Saurion, we have some Zelda games, Suiken Tekirus, which is a really cool Konami JRPG game, and then we have the Suiken 1 and 2 collection, Rivals of Aether, which is a really cool like Super Smash Brothers like game. And then we have another Shadows of Almia and another of the blue Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. Whew, that's a lot to say. Now moving over to our other game case, which I need to open. We have some other games, which are just like some random Switch and random DS games. Not really sure I'm going to go over each one, but we have like Mario Party, Animal Crossing for the Switch, which I should probably move over, Kingdom Hearts, Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob Bikini Bottom, and just like a bunch of other games. We have like Story of Seasons, Final Fantasy, then we have Advance Wars, just some other like cool games. And we have over here, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! We have Spectrobes, which is another cool series that I wish they made more of. We have the Age of Empires games, which are kind of super bad. And just some more games here. We have another copy of Shadow Dragon, some more Animal Crossing. And that is all of our games. Wow. Okay, next I'm going to show off our DSIs and our 3DSs. First off, we have my DSi XL, nothing super special about this. I did homebrew this because I wanted a handheld I could take when I travel. And so I have a bunch of my backed up games loaded on here. Everything done, all the games on here I actually own. They were backed up and put on here. And so that way I'm not traveling with like a $2,000 game case when I travel. I just have a $100 DSi that, yeah, but if I lose it, it's gonna suck, but it's fine, I guess. So we have our DSi XL. Then we have ourselves our Pokemon Black DSi. I don't know a ton about the Pokemon Edition DSIs because I wasn't really paying attention to new consoles when the DSi came out. I kind of ignored it. So if there's a white version of this for Pokemon White, let me know in the comments and I'll try and pick it up. I want to collect all of the Pokemon Edition consoles. Then moving on to our 3DSs, we have this Mario 3DS XL. It's not a new 3DS XL, it's an old one. And so this was my original travel console that I wanted to take. I didn't really know the difference between the different consoles when I bought this. I thought the 3DS XLs were all new 3DS XLs. Wasn't the case. Also, this one's kind of scratched up a little bit. But once I realized that the new 2DSL existed, I thought that would be a better console to take on my travels. And so this was my previous travel console. Now it's just one of my copies of Pokemon Crystal that I have. All of my 3DSs have all of the Virtual Console games, Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal on them, Pokemon Bank and Poke Transporter. So eventually I'm going to do like a multi-system Pokemon Crystal hunt, and that's going to be pretty cool. We're going to try and get Celebi and Suicune shinies just so we can say that we did. That'd be a cool live stream if I can get that working. Then we have this, which is the exclusive Red and Blue launch for the new 3DS and new 3DS XL. When they launched the Virtual Console for Red, Blue, and Yellow, I believe, it came with a Charizard shell, and then there's also a way that you could put a Blastoise shell on it as well. And as you can see, I have the Charizard shell. Sadly, I didn't get the Blue Eyes shell, and I paid about $400 for this. I lied before when I said all of my 3DSs have all of the Virtual Console stuff. This one does not, and I don't want to homebrew it to put them on there, just because this is kind of a serious collector piece, and I want to keep it original as it is. And honestly, it just looks super cool with this Charizard shell on it. Then we have ourselves the Red X and Y 3DS XL. This is also not a new XL. Like I said, I want to collect all of the Pokemon ones. So I found this red one at a flea market near me. It's kind of a little scratched up and beat up, but I don't really care. It doesn't need to be in pristine condition. I'm not going to resell it. And it's just super cool. I wish it was the blue one. I don't have the blue one, but still super cool. Moving on to our 2DS XLs, we have this purple one, which actually got new in box at a game resale store. Pretty cool. Nothing super special about it. We have this black one. This replaced the Mario 3DS as my travel one. It's got scratches on it, so I don't care if it gets even more beat up. And then the start button, or actually, it doesn't stick anymore. That's super cool. Then we also have this white one, which is, I mean, it's white, so not really great for a travel one, but it's got some scratches, beat up. I don't care if my consoles are a little bit beat up, unless it's like my collector ones, because I'm here to play them. I'm not here to have them just randomly sit on a shelf. Then we got this Pokeball 2DS XL. This was a super cool find. I was just scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. I didn't even know this existed. And then I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, messaged the guy, and thankfully they were super nice to be able to ship it to me. A lot of people on Facebook Marketplace don't want to ship you things. They want you to meet up in person. And this guy was like 2 hours away from me. But thankfully I made him an offer. I paid for the shipping. I paid a little bit extra than what he was asking for and got this one. There's a Pikachu one that I really want, but can't seem to find that. And that's all my 2DS XLs. Then we have my new 3DS XLs. We have this red one, and nothing super special about it. I want to get a capture card installed in this one, so that way I can have multiple capture card 3DSs, because I have this red one which has a capture card installed on it, so I can record 3DS games on my computer. You can see there's the port for it right there. And then I also have this Midnight Galaxy one, which is super cool. I also want to get a capture card installed in this. I just haven't had the time to mail them off yet. It's like $200 per for the capture cards. And talking about expensive, this also adds to the price of the desk. Each of the 2DS XLs was like $220. Each of the 3DS XLs, not including the capture card, were about $280. The capture card is another $200. I paid about $250 for this 2DS XL. I paid about $250 for the other Pokemon 3DS XL. Paid about $120. For the Pokemon Black DSi, about $100 for my travel DSi, and then each of the Game Boy Advance SPs I got for about $80 a piece. And yeah, that is my 3DS DS collection for all my handhelds. Just a little bit more, we have our Switch with our two Wavebird controllers. These guys are super cool. They feel so nice as the official Nintendo GameCube controllers. The reproduction ones just don't do it justice, but these are super cool. We have my Coliseum XD Gale of Darkness for Pokemon games. And then, like I said, to round off this, we have our 55-inch 4K TV. Not the best for playing retro console games, but it's just so nice. I've never had a 4K TV before, or even my own TV on the wall. So yeah, we'll move on to the other section. Over here, we have my computer video editing part of my desk. This is also where I play PC games as well, because why would you not play PC games when you have a computer like mine? I'm not going to speak too much about it, but we have a EpoMaker mechanical keyboard with hot swappable switches, which is really nice. If you guys don't know anything about keyboards and mechanical keyboards, they just feel really nice to type on. And then the thing about hot swappable switches is if one key dies, I can pull out that individual key, put in another one, and then it works. I've had a lot of keyboards in the past where like my shift key, my enter key, my space bar would go out because I play so many games. And this way I could just replace the switch that makes the key work. We have our nice two monitors with my YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe if you made it this far into the video. I would much appreciate that. Check out all of my shiny hunting videos and Pokerogue, which is a cool game. If you guys don't know, it's like a roguelike Pokemon game. Super cool. And then my computer, like I talked about before. Let me know what you guys think about the fan colors. I don't really know how to change it, but I like, as you can see, the RGB lighting and the unicorn bar. Move on to my switches. All right, and here we have my Switch setup for shiny hunting Pokemon. Over here, as I said before, we have my regular Switch, my Animal Crossing Switch, and my Switch 2. I mean, not much to say. I love the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is awesome. I still play on my other Switches because obviously if I'm going to shiny hunt on 3 devices at once, I got to use all my devices. Talking about my controllers again, got my GUI kit, got my wired one, and my Mario one. I don't have any Pokemon controllers, which is kind of weird if you think about it. I also have this really cool thing. It charges Joy-Cons and the controllers. It's kind of cool. Then speaking about my monitors, I have some Amazon Basic speakers because these monitors don't have speakers in them. Lets me hear the Pokemon music. I don't want to play in complete silence. I like hearing the background music. And yeah, having this many monitors and all of the wires that go along with them just makes for a really fun time. Eventually, I'm going to try and stream Dynamax Adventures with 3 consoles, 4 consoles when I get the 4th one. But yeah, and so I can see my stream chat. That monitor can like swing this way because it's on a monitor arm, and I can look up there for my recording. Not the most ergonomic setup, but still super cool. All right, and that is all of my desk setup that I spent $15,000 on putting everything together. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought about my desk setup below. Is it over the top? Is it crazy? Do you guys want a setup like this? And if you want to see anything more about how I create videos or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time for more shiny hunting content.